All right, folks, so you're in a public space and your child starts throwing a tantrum. People are staring, you feel embarrassed and judged as a weak parent.
Yeah, but the truth is your child's misbehavior can be caused by many things, and licensed clinical psychologist Dr. Kai Morgan will break it down for us while giving us some suggestions to cope with this common situation that parents face.
Morning, Dr. Kai. How are you?
Morning, I'm good.
Good to have you
How
with
are
us.
you?
Can't complain. Give thanks. I probably should say I'm lucky because my kids didn't put me through all of that, but I've seen it happen so often. But why? I mean, I guess it could be anything. Them hungry, them vexed, them not in the right place, them want to go somewhere else. I guess it could be anything why they kind of get thrown off, right?
Yes, it really could be anything. And that's a big part of you understanding as a parent. First of all, if you know what it is, you can manage it a little better.
Yeah.
You know, if you know that them just tired, then you can make some plan. You can reason with them. Okay, we're gonna leave shortly, so you can get some sleep. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
you can. But understanding what's going on is gonna be the critical piece.
Yeah, Delia made a point just before we came on and said, well, her mom fixed that up before them even come out of the house. So, it's like the mother said, well, don't try that when we go on the road. But I guess that also depends on the age of the child also.
Right. It does depend on the age because you can. I think what Delia's mom did is also a good strategy. Like when you leave in the house, you kind of make some plans. You let them know ahead of time, this is what we're going to do. Right. So listen, we're going to be in the supermarket for about 45 minutes, whatever. Even if they understand 45 minutes, here's where the age come in again.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's very important too. Smaller children don't really have that kind of concept of time. So if they're somewhere for 5-10 minutes that they're not feeling good about, it can feel like 3 hours, 4 hours to them, so the age is really important.
Yeah, because you can take a child to something that's really for adults and expect
Yeah.
them to enjoy the experience. But there's that tiny tot in the aisle. So people like to put blame in different places, Doc. They'll say, what a rude picnic, or they'll say, what a bad parent. What's the balance? Where should the finger be pointed, if at all?
Exactly. So I don't think any fingers should be pointed because one, a lot of times we stand out from the outside and we see what's happening and we don't really know what's really happening on the inside. And I think sometimes if we, again, that level of understanding that, listen, things could be going on with that child, that family, that mother, that father, that whoever, caregiver, that we have no idea why it is that the child is not coping the way that we on the outside expect them to cope, as well as the parents sometimes, because
Yeah.
parents do have those expectations as well. So a lot could be going on that we don't really know.
Yeah.
So there's no blame, really.
Yep. We have some headlines here as to how to deal with it. So I'll give you the headline and you could explain. The first one says, stay calm.
Yes. So that one is tricky because you, as an individual as well, you're feeling upset, you're feeling embarrassed, right? And when we're embarrassed, a number of behaviors come up, right? Because immediately you're thinking that everybody else is thinking that you are a horrible parent and you can't control your child and how rude your child is. So you are more likely to not stay calm in that situation when that's actually what you should be trying to do. Because again, if you can figure out what's going on, you can stop the tantrum even more quickly. You put in your level of upset, irritation, all of that on top of it is actually likely to make the situation worse, not better. So you're gonna have a longer tantrum there and be more embarrassed. So if we think about it like that, maybe that's a little helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting because one of the other images we used was with Kate and her little tot, I think one of the celebrations in the UK. And this says, be gentle but firm. And I think that's what she managed to accomplish. Gentle but firm.
Yeah, that's important as well, because it's not that you shouldn't say, okay, let's say that the reason that the child is behaving like this is because you've just said no, you cannot have that toy, or you cannot have that sweetie, or you cannot have something that they want, and it's just really them being able to, that this is something they're able to manage. Then you are, listen, these are the rules. This is what's gonna happen right now, right? You're gonna either sit there and until I am finished doing the shopping, and when you're ready, you come and talk to me, or you stop this right now and you can walk with me and you can, get on the trolley, and you're not getting the toy, but you might get a little whatever, or some kind of negotiation, and that's being gentle, but you're firm with yes, that face. So looks like she was being quite firm, right? But that's important, Firm and gentle do go together.
Yeah. This next one I find kind of tricky, Doc. Wait out the tantrum. Some of them little kids don't stop till tomorrow morning, When you say wait out the tantrum, that one is tricky.
That's true. That is tricky. And that's why, again, it goes back to knowing and understanding what it is that is going on. Because if it is that your child is having an anxiety issue, they're really worried about being in public, etc., they're scared, whatever, then that tantrum is not really going to stop for now. If we're just in public and you're going to leave them and walk the rest of the aisles, or whatever it might be that you decide to do, it's going to be hard sometimes to wait out that tantrum. But there are certain situations where that is the best thing, and waiting out don't mean necessarily that you're standing there the whole time. You could be in a space where you feel safe enough that you are okay. I'm right over here, so you continue, right? Continue, and you just have to have it out and let it out. When you're finished, I'm right here. I'm right over there. Okay. But yeah, if this is going to be long-winded and this is something that you have experience with already, then you might have to use another strategy.
Yeah, because part of their strategy is the tantrum. I'm going to get what I want by doing this. And the next thing says, do not give in to the tantrum.
Right. Absolutely right. Yeah. So this is a strategy. And you're trying to and once you know that, then you're going to have a regular thing on your hands, right? Yeah. You're going to have a regular thing because it's okay, I can do this. And mommy is so embarrassed that she just will give me whatever it is that she wants to give me. And I'll continue to do it.
What I hear you and I agree with you. But what kind of wrong with if them not stop it? Us, all right, say a sweetie here, stop the noise, and them stop. What wrong with that? So that can't work too.
Well, that's the giving the part if that is what they wanted. Yeah. So it's kind of important. Like if that's not what they wanted and it's a compromise, and you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you a sweetie. I'm not giving you X, but I'm going to give you Y. Right? Yeah. Then it's a little bit of a compromise, and a negotiation. And again, it ties into really what the tantrum is about. Yeah. What the tantrum is about. Then giving a sweetie and just kind of, that's going to calm them down. Then fine. And there's certain situations that, if let's say there's some matter of an emergency happening, otherwise,
Dr.
and you have something to.
Yeah, yes. We're running out of time and we have a couple more quickly. Communicate with your child.
Right, sure. Yeah, so that goes back to how Delia's mom worked, right? So talking to the child as well, letting them know, that this might happen. All right, this is the story. This is what we're going to do, right? And talking with them and talking after as well, breaking it down.
And plan ahead.
And plan it ahead. Yes, yes, for sure.
Finally, when should we be so concerned that we need somebody like you to come and talk to my child?
Well, when it's happening regularly. It's happening regularly. It may be that you've been giving in, and so this is a pattern. But it also could be certain psychological issues come up, that have to do with things like anxiety. It could be something like autism, where there's difficulty with the routines. But again, watching and understanding what's going on with the child, if it's happening regularly and you're having a regular issue, you definitely, I think, should seek some help.
Well explained, Dr. Kai. Great to see you. God bless you and the family. Look after yourself.
Same here. Thanks.
Yeah, man.
Right. Dr. Kai Morgan, licensed clinical psychologist.